What happened today? Jikook fans didn't get a single second of rest. First, Hobie was completely shocked when he saw Jungkook's enormous backpack, because it wasn't just gigantic, it also weighed a ton. Then Jungkook tried to go unnoticed on his way to the United States, but the moment he looked up, everyone recognized him. While that was happening, Jimin appeared, responding with that "let's go." That thrilled ARMY once again. But wait, because Jungkook also revived the Pureeri story, an anecdote that Jikook fans haven't stopped talking about. And as if that weren't enough, those moments where Jungkook ends up seeking. What happened with Hobie when he saw the size of Jungkook's backpack was such a clear and direct scene that it needed no explanation. Hobie couldn't hide the look on his face when he saw how enormous the bag was, and his reaction was even more obvious when he tried to move it and felt how incredibly heavy it was. While Hobie stood there in shock, trying to process what the magne was carrying that weighed so much, Jungkook walked along calmly, carrying the enormous backpack with complete nonchalance, as if he weren't carrying anything at all. Hobie's expression upon seeing the backpack was totally worth the entire scene, because it showed just how crazy the weight of that bag was compared to a normal travel bag. The funniest thing of all is seeing how Jungkook doesn't seem bothered at all and keeps walking as if nothing strange were happening around him. These spontaneous moments, where there's no script involved, are the best of all, because they allow us to see the boys as they are in their daily lives. As Jikook fans who always observe everything they do, we know that the way Jungkook handles his personal belongings without drama reflects the confidence and routine he has when organizing his trips and his life alongside Jimin. Hobie's reaction, trying to understand what was inside, gave us a super transparent moment about the boys' logistics. Jungkook's relaxed attitude while carrying all that weight shows us how strong and focused he is at all times. Jungkook boarded his plane to the United States very early this morning, bundled up and wearing a mask, hoping to go unnoticed at the airport. However, as soon as his eyes were visible, his mission to hide became completely difficult. It's impressive how much he conveys with just his gaze. He doesn't need to smile or show his entire face for everyone to know exactly who he is. Upon arriving in New York last night, ARMY recognized him immediately, proving that for the fans who always follow Jungkook and Jimin's every move, there's no way he can go unnoticed anywhere in the world. Seeing Jungkook arrive in New York so well covered up shows how serious and reserved he can be when he has to travel long distances. I think this man will never fully understand how charming he is to everyone, even when he's trying to hide under his clothes and mask. All we fans can do is hope he had a wonderful trip, that he enjoyed every moment in New York, and that he returned home filled with great memories. Although he tried to keep a low profile to avoid drawing attention, his eyes ultimately betrayed him to the people who were waiting for his arrival. These real-life events confirm just how incredible his charisma is in any country he visits. For those of us who love Jikook, seeing Jungkook handle his international activities with such composure is the clearest proof of how professional and focused he is on his life and projects. Jimin always finds the perfect way to respond with so much affection every time he has the opportunity to connect with people. A simple "let's go" was more than enough to bring a huge smile to the faces of those present with him at that moment, as well as to all of us who saw the scene later through videos. What we all sincerely hope is that this month is filled with incredible moments for him in each of his projects. May his trip to the United States be completely smooth, may everything go well in his activities, and may he return home full of wonderful memories to share. Those of us who love the Jikook dynamic always keep a close eye on his international travels, knowing that this trip represents a very important stage in which he will be fulfilling personal and professional goals with complete dedication. We will always be here, cheering him on every step of the way and waiting for him with open arms, as we always have. Wishing Chimchim an excellent trip is the most natural thing in the world for fans who watch him give his all to his work. Seeing Jimin embark on this journey to the United States with such a positive attitude confirms how dedicated he is, demonstrating that his kindness and transparent effort are the main reasons why he always receives so much love in every place he goes. When Jungkook released his song 3D, Jimin used to tease him privately, saying the lyrics sounded like the word Pureeri. Jungkook himself recalled this funny moment during a music stream, telling everyone how Jimin would stand right next to him and keep repeating that word. It was so constant that Jungkook confessed, laughing, that he was even afraid of accidentally saying it while singing live on stage. Stories like this, told by Jungkook himself, show how present they are for each other in their creative processes. The Jikook fan community loved hearing this intimate detail, to the point that many people also ended up jokingly repeating the word Pureeri during their own live streams. Seeing how a simple joke between the two of them became so popular demonstrates how fun and close their interaction is. For those of us who regularly observe Jungkook and Jimin's interactions, this habit of playfully teasing each other with songs is a clear sign of the intimate, everyday life they share as a couple, without needing to hide it. Jungkook sharing these specific memories in his live streams shows how present Jimin is in his mind, even when discussing his own music. There was no need to invent anything unusual or exaggerate the story. The fact that Jimin spent so much time by his side repeating that word demonstrates the trust and constant playfulness between them. These small, real anecdotes of their time together confirm how natural, solid, and fun their relationship is behind the scenes. Jungkook always seems to find the perfect way to end up lying in Jimin's lap at any time of day. No matter exactly when or where they are, at some point in their interaction, Jungkook simply collapses onto Jimin, snuggles up next to him, and stays there completely at ease, as if it were the most comfortable, warm, and safe place in the world. The most curious and interesting thing about this is that it happens so often on camera that it's become a completely established, everyday habit between them. It's quite clear that Jungkook loves this direct and close contact, especially when he seeks to snuggle up against Jimin's stomach to rest. In fact, in the first season of the show Are You Sure?, when they cuddled together in bed, Jungkook was the first to spontaneously and naturally reach out to touch that area. These kinds of gestures, repeated over time, clearly show that what truly calms Jungkook is receiving this constant affection in his routine. For him, sincere hugs, everyday physical touch, and finally, Jimin's kisses serve as his true personal therapy, helping him feel good, recharge, and completely relax. For all of us, witnessing these constant and transparent habits is one of the most beautiful examples of their bond. The way Jungkook instinctively seeks Jimin's lap demonstrates how natural their closeness is, both on and off camera in their private lives. Seeing these kinds of genuine moments on their shows directly confirms that Jimin will always be Jungkook's main refuge, showcasing a unique connection that makes all the fans thoroughly enjoy analyzing each of their videos. Analyzing all these details step by step makes it perfectly clear that these aren't casual behaviors or isolated moments, but rather very marked and repeated patterns of affection in their daily routine as a couple. The fact that Jungkook actively seeks physical contact with Jimin to soothe his tiredness and find tranquility demonstrates the depth of their emotional bond on a daily basis. As fans who are always attentive to every little interaction between the couple, seeing how Jimin always welcomes him with open arms, gives him the security he needs, and shares these intimate moments with him, confirms that their dynamic as a couple is completely real, authentic, and beautiful to watch. This beautiful connection is the main reason why these kinds of scenes become favorites among the entire community that follows their journey. The way Jungkook blindly trusts Jimin for comfort and rest shows that there is a unique understanding between them that doesn't need words to be explained. Every time Jungkook snuggles up to him and seeks that affection, he gives us clear proof of the peace that only Jimin can give him, solidifying that special relationship that keeps them together and that all the fans love to see and defend at every opportunity. A Vietnamese army managed to win Jimin's t-shirt for the incredible sum of $110,000 during a major international charity auction. And as if that news wasn't exciting enough on its own, the same fan also decided to buy Namjoon's shoes to further support the auction's noble cause. The fan clearly and directly shared her reasons, saying that because she deeply loves Jimin and wanted to wholeheartedly support the charity, she took the opportunity to also buy the leader's shoes. I confess that I was deeply moved to read these sincere and transparent words, because they demonstrate the level of commitment, affection, and admiration that exists for Jimin in every corner of the world. The true importance and value of this action lies in how she managed to transform all that love and admiration for Jimin into something very positive that will also make a huge difference in the lives of many other people in need. For fans who closely follow Jungkook and Jimin's every move, seeing how the immense love for Jimin motivates such significant charitable actions fills us with immense pride and demonstrates the real impact they have on people's lives. It is precisely this kind of generous and conscious attitude that teaches us all how BTS's music and constant example inspire wonderful values like solidarity, generosity, and genuine care for others. I was deeply moved to learn this whole story step by step because it shows that the love for the boys goes far beyond screens, concerts, and stages. Knowing that Jimin's name is associated with such noble causes that help change lives touches the hearts of the entire community that always supports their projects, celebrates their achievements, and accompanies them in every new stage they embark on. This very special story clearly reminds us of the main reason why we continue to support Jimin with such affection and the beautiful influence he transmits to all the people who follow him daily. This Vietnamese fan's decision to invest such a large sum in a Jimin t-shirt to help others reflects the greatness, unity, and empathy of this fan community. As fans who love Jungkook and Jimin's story, witnessing these real-life acts confirms that admiration for them inspires people to be more generous, transforming affection for Jimin into a positive, humane, and compassionate force that helps those most in need. Seeing how the boys' actions motivate these kinds of charitable acts gives us even more reason to feel immense respect for everything they represent in the industry and in society. Jimin's dedication to his fans and the way he radiates so much kindness makes fans want to reciprocate that love by supporting worthy causes around the world. Everything that happened at this charity auction demonstrates that Jimin's impact is completely real, profound, and capable of uniting people from different countries under a shared feeling of generosity that fills all of us who follow in his footsteps with pride. Watching Jimin and Jungkook, that special feeling seems to exist in its purest and most sincere form. It's as if they found a home in each other's hearts long ago, displaying a closeness that feels completely natural in every interaction. Their connection doesn't need to be based on grand gestures or exaggerated displays in front of the cameras, but rather on countless everyday moments filled with tranquility and complicity. For those of us who closely follow Jungkook and Jimin as a couple, it's clear that a simple glance between them says absolutely everything. A smile has the power to soften any burden, and there's a constant promise to always be there for each other, no matter the situation. Loving someone more than yourself doesn't mean losing your identity along the way. It means discovering that the other person's joy has become completely inseparable from your own in daily life. When we see the close dynamic between Jungkook and Jimin, we realize that their laughter feels like a ray of sunshine, their emotions are shared transparently, and each other's presence becomes the safest and most comfortable place the heart has ever known. For the entire fan community that supports Jikook's relationship, witnessing them accompany each other on every project and every trip demonstrates that their primary refuge will always be being together. There are some emotional bonds so deep that they truly don't need any explanation or justification to others. They simply exist, growing stronger through shared silence, absolute trust, and the beautiful comfort of being understood without saying a single word. This habit of understanding each other with just a look reflects the solid history of coexistence they have built over the years. Seeing Jungkook and Jimin share such unique peace confirms the true nature of the security and mutual support they offer each other in every moment of their lives. The fact that they find comfort and peace in each other's mere presence demonstrates how deep and genuine their bond is, regardless of the circumstances. As fans who follow every detail of the couple, seeing how they celebrate each other's happiness and how they care for one another in private confirms that their relationship dynamic is beautiful, real, and filled with true respect that inspires the entire community that follows them. This sincere way of loving each other is the main reason why Jikook's story continues to touch the hearts of so many people around the world. The way Jungkook and Jimin protect each other, support each other during work, and enjoy each other's company shows that their understanding goes far beyond the superficial. Every simple gesture, every knowing glance, and every shared moment of rest gives us the clearest proof that their bond is completely strong, sincere, and secure, becoming a constant source of joy for all the fans who love seeing them happy and together.